New developments. We're following up on a story we brought you yesterday about Measure A, one of two things Reading voters will decide on the November 4th special election ballot. Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield is live at City Hall. Blake, you spoke with the Vice Mayor Mike Littau this afternoon, who supports Measure A.
Yeah, I did, Margot. Littau told me he is in support of Measure A. That way the city can avoid employee cuts to things like its police and fire departments. It comes after Councilmember Tnessa Adet told me yesterday she was not in favor of Measure A and will not be supporting the city's attempt to increase the sales tax by 1%. Now, Littau tells me if Measure A is not passed by voters next month, it could mean as many as a dozen firefighters and police officers would have to be fired next year in order to balance out the budget. Before the city passed its budget for fiscal year 2025 and 26, it was facing a $5 million deficit. When I met with Adet yesterday, she told me one of the reasons she's not supporting the measure is due to high salaries, benefits, and pensions. Littau told me today that by cutting the salaries and pensions of the city manager and the assistant city manager, police and fire chiefs, and all department director heads, the city would only save about $2 million a year. With 30% of the money that might potentially be made from the additional tax being used for roads, Littau says it's a matter of either letting roads get worse or fixing them sooner than later.
We want it all. We want to be fiscally conservative, but we want the city to be growing and to provide even more services and our roads to look better and to do a better job at public safety at the same time.
Now, Littau also informed me of a slight correction in my story yesterday. I had reported that the city's total budget is $556 million for 956 full-time employees. Littau told me that while that's true, the salaries for the 956 full-time employees for the city actually comes out of the general fund, which he says is only about $110 million. The additional money in the budget is set aside for REU and sewer trash and dumping fees. And if approved, Measure A that is, sales tax in the city of Reading would go up from 7.25% to 8.25%. Reporting in Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
Thank you, Blake. The special election for both Measure A and Prop 50 takes place on Tuesday, November 4th.